All right, folks, we are back with another Edge of Eternities Draft. Okay, let's look at this. We got two rare lands, so Watery Grave and Secluded Starforge. Starforge is probably playable in an artifact-y type deck. It also does just make 2/2s, so that's kind of nice. Of the other cards in this pack that we're interested in, Debrief Field Crusher is a card for sure. Broodguard Elite. All these seem to be a little bit particular. Plasma Bolt kind of is the card I'm on right now. Like, Blade of the Swarm, Debris Field Crusher is a little expensive. It does deal 3 damage though, so that's kind of nice. Broodguard Elite can do some things, but I think of like Plasma Bolt just seems like the best of all these cards. I'd rather start the draft off with the Plasma Bolt. I think seems like the right thing to do, you know. All right, we're looking at another Plasma Bolt here. There's Tragic Trajectory, Atomic Microsizer I'm a big fan of, Embrace Oblivion, but also Weftwalking. 6 mana when this enchantment enters. If you cast it, shuffle your hand and graveyard into your library, then draw 7 cards. The first spell each player casts each turn on their turns may be cast without paying its mana cost. This definitely looks like a card that can be really strong. And you would need a lot of removal for this to be good. And it's much more of a controlling card. It's very powerful. You do get your opponent gets to cast things first. But by the point in the game where you're playing this card, I think your opponent's kind of like run out of stuff to do. They probably don't have very many cards in their hand. I'm interested in taking it and seeing if it's playable for science. Well, Unravel does kind of go into the deck we're kind of thinking of. There's also an Interceptor Mechan if we just decided to jump ship and go straight into like a Rakdos-y deck. But the Weftwalking is definitely interesting to me. And the rest of these cards don't seem like they're super great. So let's take the Unravel just to have a cancel. Controlling cancel-y stuff. All right, this is kind of interesting. What are we trying to do here? I want early removal so I don't just straight up die. No real removal in this pack. Scour for Scrap is not something I'm interested in. Gale Blade would just cut blue a little bit more. Radiant Strike is something we could do if we wanted to play white-blue. Like white-blue counters. Or not white-blue, like counter spells. But white-blue, like double spell things. We also have Exosuit. There's a Sky Warden. Sky Warden has primed itself to be good for this. I think we want to pair this with black, though. But let's just take the Strike and see. Just take some removal spells. Well, Annul is actually probably playable in this format. There's also a Mechansuit Shield Mate, which I think I might be a little bit more interested in. Territorial Bruentar is also just really strong. We have 2 6-drops that just help us win the game. Having cheap cards would be really great, though, as well. I think I'm just going to take the Bruentar, actually. Ooh, Mechanizoa. And Steel Swarm Operator. Well, Operator doesn't help us ramp to any of our other cards. But it is like a mana dork. We could also play Ilvoy Operative or the Mechanizoa. But let's take the Operator, and maybe we're playing like blue-red artifacty stuff. Okay. Selfcraft Mechan. We also have the Sculpt dude, Larva Scouter, and the Thawbringer. But let's take the Mechan, because I think we're going into a blue-red type of deck. Ooh, another Mechan. There's some good green cards here, too. Huh. Maybe this is a green... Maybe this is not an artifact deck. But how good are these cards, right? We could play the Remnant Elemental just to be blocking. But I think I like another Mechan is kind of cool. If we had more artifact stuff. Yeah, we'll take the Mechan. Shield Mate is great here, actually. Also, Debris Field Crusher could be worth taking on this wheel here. But 2 mana for a Shield Mate. I think we do have some good top-end stuff. I would like to play a 2-drop. Yeah, that seems kind of nice. All right. Radiant Strike looks like it's not going to be part of the deck. A Plasma Bolt over a Cav land seat. Yeah, we definitely feel like we're in the right seat, right? Microsizer seems great, but maybe not in this deck. I'll take a Plasma Bolt. That seems good. We'll take the blue card. I think we found our lane, folks. You like the Crusher in your pre-release deck? You're playing Boros, though, right? I think I kind of like it maybe a little bit more in that. We're doing something kind of interesting. I think this Weftwalking could be good enough. Especially now we're really, really interested in Cryogen Relics and other artifact cards that would be great to sacrifice. Because we have 2 of the Self-Craft Mechans. Sinister Cryologist is a big no from me, dog. All right, we got a Skyward. We have some defensive creatures up at the top end, so we just need some cheap removal. Let's see. We got another Secluded Starforge popped up once again. Station Monitor, that's a great card. Big fan. Mono Sentry and a Sledge class Siege Ship. Don't really like any of this stuff right now. Don't think we want to go into white because I think our Plasma Bolts are just keeping us in red. We can just take a whale. It's not artifact-y, but I think it's good enough to play. Space-Time Anomaly, buddy boy. I do like that card. Orbital Plunge. What else are we taking from this pack? Like Orbital Plunge? Probably Orbital Plunge. There's also this dude. I think Space-Time Anomaly would be sweet to have, but I think we already have some sweet cards we want to try out. Cryogen Relic. Yes! That's what we needed. There's also a Glacial Godsire. There's a Depressurize. The Silencer. A bunch of really interesting stuff. I would like to splash white, but I think splashing is so difficult in this format that I'm not pushing for it. Pinnacle Kill Ship. And another Mechan Shield Mate. I'm kind of interested in the Shield Mate, honestly. Just more 2-drops. Always good to have. Make sure you don't die. Kill Ship is nice, but Shield Mate. Another Silencer. Ooh, are we the Silencer deck? There's also a Galvanizing Saw Ship, Mechan Assembler. Assembler has not been very exciting to me. Sweeper. Sweeper's nice. Over the Silencer. I don't think we're poisoning people, but we could. We do have a couple. I think Wormwall is probably what we're supposed to take. There's another Silencer, but somebody might take it. Yeah, let's take the 2-drops here. Memorial Vault actually seems much better than I thought. Exile the top X cards, and you can play those this turn. But maybe we just need like a Lost in Space or a Melded Moxite. Might just be a Lost in Space here. Over a Memorial Team Leader, and yeah, I'll take a Lost in Space. Another Memorial Team Leader, geez. Yeah, I guess we'll take the red card that makes sense in our deck. Rig for War does not make sense in our deck. I mean, this card doesn't either, but at least it does something. There's another Light Jammer, or there's an Orbital Plunge. Like, Orbital Plunge is kind of expensive, but maybe it's better than the Lost in Space for us. And we have 4 removal spells plus the counter spell, so that's 5-ish. Well, it feels like we're not really getting cards that we were looking for currently. I'm going to move all these cards over here, though. But Gale Blade. Nobody's playing Boros right now if Sammy came all the way back around. Can hold on to this Gale Blade, but I also don't know if that's the card we want to be playing either. Hoping that pack 3 really comes through for us. I need, like, more things. More good things. Yeah. Well, Cosmo Grand, Zenith, very strong card. There is a Pangolin, there's a Vault Guard Trooper, but we also have Mouth of the Storm, which I think is exactly the kind of card that we're looking for. Big card that rewards us, like, we have 3 huge cards. Like, Wormwall Sweeper and the Whale and stuff seem great, but Mouth of the Storm is just like, don't kill me, you can't kill me, get away from me, you freak. That's kind of what, that's what I imagine the card's saying. I guess we're playing the Technician, because there's nothing else here. Feeling a little underwhelmed with this deck currently. Yeah, Gravkill and Interceptor, those are 2 cards that could have been sweet. Mechan Navigator, but I don't have a lot of ways to tap it necessarily. We could just take another Cloud Sculpt Technician and just be like, don't kill me? That's the name of the game. Hey, we have some artifacts, don't kill me. I'm playing another artifact, do not kill me. That's the plan. Ooh, okay, we do have Memnon. Okay, that's kind of nice. Memnon does a couple things. How many artifacts do we have? Only 7. Well, we're gonna have to pump up those numbers. Nutrient Block could be worth playing as well. Ooh. We also have Mental blah blah blah. Mechanizoa is good, but I think having a tap like a dual land is way better. That helps our mana so much. We could play Mechanizoa or the Turbo Drone. Mechanizoa would mean we can pull out maybe like the Sky Warden. I think I like that better than the Turbo Drone. There is a Turbo Drone. Command Bridge also something. Remnant Elemental just as a stupid blocker. Turbo Drone like synergizes with a deck a lot better than the Elemental does. Oh yeah, I think the Command Bridge if we have nothing to pick. Or Plate Pangolin. We also have Cerebral Download, but I think our Weftwalking is good enough. Pinnacle Killship is cool, but Ore Plate Pangolin also just being a 2-drop is nice. And it does the things we want to do. Wormwall or another Pangolin. More Pangolin sounds kind of nice, actually. Here's another Pangolin. You know, let's take the uncommon. I don't think we're playing Tiger in this deck. Turbo. I don't know if we're playing 2 Turbo Drones. Alright, this deck could be a little bit more aggressive now that we have some of this stuff. I'm going to take out the Sky Warden because we have all these cards here. We're playing 24. I got to cut one thing, which is probably this Turbo Drone. Keep all of our 2-drops. And, ooh, Orbital Plunge. There we go. More removal. Awesome. Okay, I think we got this. This is basically built. All right, folks, this is our deck. We are playing white-blue. We have an Izzet artifact deck that also has a pretty strong top end. So the base thing that we're trying to do is we want to play a bunch of artifacts to do artifact synergy things. Stuff like the Ore Plate Pangolins to get them a little bit bigger, make it so the Shield Mates can attack. Buff up our Memnon, make it so the Sculpting Technicians can do stuff. Also, the Self-Craft Mechan can sacrifice artifacts that don't really matter anymore. Maybe it's some of the Lander tokens from Orbital Plunge to draw some cards, put some counters on relevant creatures that we care about. Then the top end of the deck is just let's win the game right now, which is stuff like Mouth of the Storm, make sure you don't die on your opponent's next turn. Territorial Bruntar is just like every land you play becomes a spell. And then the most fun card, the Weftwalking, where we get to just play a bunch of cards for free. Which we do have a couple big cards that we can just slam, and it's really nice. But the biggest part about this card is that we get to draw 7 cards, and we get to put like all of our graveyard back into our library. So any removal spells we had, any creatures that had died, they just kind of go back into it. And then the first spell we cast costs nothing. And I think this will be better for us than our opponents, because we also get to choose when we play it. So overall, I think we're pretty good. We do have like our creature land as well, so this deck seems like it's shaping up to be something that I'm pretty excited about. I hope we can get there. Let's see. Awesome. Tap land into Steel Swarm Operator into Mechan, put a counter on it. Sounds kind of good. Ooh, we also have Pangolin in there somewhere. Very interesting. Yeah, we'll play the Operator. They had 2 mana just chilling there. It's pretty interesting. They could have a counterspell. Let's tap like this. Play around the counterspell. Okay. If they have Divert Disaster, we don't want to let them do anything with it. Reroute systems. Got it, okay. Still could have the spell we were talking about, but let's play Shieldmate. They don't have it. They don't have the counter spell. It did not hold priority long enough. I'm pretty sure that felt like it just went straight down on the battlefield, so we can probably play the Mechan and not worry. Right now, we are the beatdown. They are trying to play 3 colors. Orbital Plunge. Question now is, do we actually sacrifice our creature that's going to attack this turn? I do want to draw the card. I could sacrifice... No, let's just sacrifice this. I do want to get a counter draw card. 4/5 draw cards, pretty strong. We could have Plasma Bolted them in the face for 3, but what's that going to do? Next turn, we get to hold up Unravel. We're getting closer to Mouth of the Storm. They also just use their Orbital Plunge on a 3/3 instead of our... well, never mind. All right, they're back to 20. They're back up there. We get 4 mana to attack with this thing. No way, Jose. I think we just counter whatever they play. Especially if they warp something. That would be fantastic. Seems like they have a good chunk of removal as well. At least we've seen... That's all we've seen right now. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. Let's get out of here. And we get to draw a card. Whoo! Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That was nice. I liked that a lot. And that's a pretty sweet card to get rid of, too. Just be like, no. You do not get to make a bunch of little tokens. Thank you very much. Next turn, just slam a 6/6. Ooh. They're really doing artifact, like 3-color artifact stuff here. Ooh, Weftwalking. Not when they have 4 cards in hand like that. Let's just play this Mouth of the Storm. Now we have a sweet 6/6. I think I want to wait a little bit. Doesn't feel great at this exact moment. You know what I mean? Would like to attack with my Ephemeral. You know, do a couple things. Because our opponent does get to use Weftwalking before us, essentially. Ooh. Rescue Skiff. Not what we wanted to see. Interesting. We can't warp anything, and I can't really shoot it with this, so that's pretty frustrating here. I think we're just going to attack them for 10 and just say, how do you like them apples? Okay. Yeah, Weftwalking definitely super awkward right now. Okay, now we feel a bit better about Weftwalking, right? It needs 10. Good, good. Weftwalking reminds you of like a blue braids. Yeah, totally. Let's see. I think we have enough mana to just win the game. Yeah. Kill Memnon. Attack for 10. Yeah, we got there. Okay. Didn't do the Weftwalking thing, but definitely got to smash their face. Okay, this seems great. We have our colors right here. And got some counter spells and things to do. Yeah, it seems good. I think this Wandering Ephemeral really big help in this game. Ooh, Halia for no reason. I guess you gain 1 life. Okay. Sure. I almost think we just sacrifice the Steel Swarm Operator to the Mechan. Play a 1/1. We could also just hold up Unravel, but I kind of like just doing this. Just be like, yeah, we're going to sacrifice our thing, make a 4/5. Draw a card. Good enough to me. Sure. Take 4. I think we're going to unravel whatever they play. Which is probably Halia. Take 3. Sure, sure. No. No. You're going to take a bunch more. 4 more. And Cloud Sculpt Technician. Alright, we're feeling good. Got 2 strong cards up here at the top. Got an Orbital Plunge here as well. If they play something we want to kill. Like some sort of 4-mana 2/4 flyer. Ooh, okay, that's also annoying. 1 mana, sacrifice a thing, kill a thing. Okay, you could do that. That's fine too. Excuse me. Alright, kind of annoying. I think I'll also just play a 6/6. Attack for 1. Go to 13. Can you kill this one? Swarm color. Ah, see, I thought you had this card. Get to exile till we get this thing. Well, we might as well just play this whale while we got it. All these things are good. We have 7 mana. I think just playing the Memnon actually sounds great. We'll pass the turn, though. So now the question is, are we blocking this? Yeah, okay. Seemed like a weird attack. Alright. Memnon. Orbital Plunge on the flyer. Put a counter on the Memnon? Or do we just attack for 6? 5, they go down to 8. Yeah, let's just put it on Memnon itself. Sure. Right, I forgot that was going to happen. Attack with both of these. Sure. That kind of sucks. But whatever. Next we can slam Mouth of the Storm attack with everybody. And then they can't really attack us back, which is great. Oh yeah, we also have Weftwalking. But, yep, Mouth of the Storm. Your dudes are nothing. They're nothing. Alright, go to 8. You're dead next turn unless you kill the Mouth of the Storm? You're at 2. Interesting. Cool. I think we just attack for 6. They go down to 6. Let's cast Weftwalking. Shuffle our graveyard into our library. Draw 7 cards. And let's play a... put a counter on the Technician. We could take a bolt, I guess. Doesn't really matter. End the turn. Sweet. Opponent gets to play stuff for free, but like their deck is a lot of small things. Got him. Weftwalking wasn't even necessary. Mouth of the Storm, strong enough, coming through, beating people up. We're going. This is great. We go first. No islands, but we have a Worm Wall Sweeper. We have a Mouth of the Storm. This hand seems kind of bad, but I'm going to put everything into the Sweeper's Surveil. Everything into it. Hull Carver. Alright, we're looking for islands, baby. Alright, we got them. I think we just keep them on top. We're just like, yeah, okay. We will keep them, yep. Rayblade Trooper. Tag for 2. That happens, for sure, for sure. Let's play our Technician. And then we're not blocking, so we'll just station. Killing our Technician would be kind of annoying. Interesting. Sure. I think we do just this. Attack for 2. Orbital Plunge the Trooper. They do get a 1/1 out of the deal. But now we're smashing for 4 every turn, and we can still kill stuff. Alright. Kind of want to kill that thing. This is 9, right? Yeah. They can attack for 3? Alright, they're just going for it. Okay. Ooh, we can hold up the Unravel. Sure. Yeah, let's just do that. Hold up Unravel and counter... Or sorry, and then Lander for something. Sure. Go up to 9. Sure, attack us for 4. Or just have a 3/4. Either Juan. Honor. Not a very exciting thing to do. Let's just go get an island while we're doing this. They get to draw a card. Like, I guess that's fine. No, attack for 4, sure. Alright. Now we don't get to counter something, but we do get to kill this thing that they'd spent so much time making sure they had. Go to 10. Never mind, don't go to 10. Focus Fire. End the turn. I think we're just going to Surveil and then play Mouth of the Storm. Then they just don't have good attacks. Nice. Okay. That's kind of annoying. Station it. You gotta station it again if you want to get it up and running next turn. Attack for 4, okay. Alright, I think we gotta change tactics a little bit. We will not be able to race them here. Let's get another island. Ooh, Cryogen Relic. Kind of want to just play Whale and then Relic. Land into Plasma Bolt. Plasma Bolt seems great here. Relic. Don't attack. Okay. We don't get to kill the 3/4 flying first strike thing. Yeah, this Unravel has been not really exciting. But if we do get to 9 mana, we could play Weftwalking and then hold up Unravel for the first card that they play. That's kind of funny. Plasma Bolt does just deal with the Hull Carver right away. Very close. You're so close, opponent. Ooh, look at that. Look what we just got. Cool. Kill this thing. We don't really want to attack with a bunch of stuff because then this kind of attacks us for 5. We could just sack this. Draw a card. Play a land. Attack for 2. Pass the turn. Let's just counter that. Keep our whale alive. Sounds like a good plan to me. Now they got a 3/4. They got a 3/4. Ooh. Get rid of the whale. Okay. Think we need to stabilize before we do anything else. So Mouth of the Storm. I guess we can hold on to Plasma Bolt, actually. They go to 8. Because Plasma Bolt could just deal 3 to their face, which is pretty nice. Don't really get to attack here. I think we just... Oh, I should play another card first. Oh well. Land for turn. And we get to play this card that just wins us the game. Okay, cool. That's great. Never mind. Oh, I didn't... That was post-combat. That was post-combat. We had the win. Thank you, opponent. We had the win, but damn it. We should have thought that that was a possibility. Anyway, we got there. Weftwalking drew us enough cards to find the win. But we should have just won on that turn. But anyway. Okay, Pangolin into Unravel. That's kind of interesting. And then we have Plasma Bolt. I think this is fine. It's got our colors and enough colors to cast Unravel, so that's great. Ooh, Ancient Tomb. Alright. Interesting. You're going to deal a lot of damage to yourself with Ancient Tomb. Like, I hope opponent understands that. Or maybe I hope they don't understand that. I don't know. Opponent has no mana? Okay. That's good. They're excited for their Ancient Tomb Dominion Bracelet turn, and then the rest of their hand is garbage. I think that was a really bad play. I think, first of all, you don't really want to play Ancient Tomb because it's going to deal too much damage to you. Your life total is not high enough. And Dominion Bracelet's also not a card I think you should be trying to play super early, because what does it do? It doesn't do anything early. So, like... Yeah, attack you for 5. If you try to play something, I gotta counter it. Opponent was being way too cheeky. Was too excited. Yeah, use your Ancient Tomb to deal more damage to yourself. Nope. Can just play this. Sacrifice itself. They go to basically nothing. Cool. Pay 1. Sacrifice this, yeah. Draw a card. Put a counter on the other one. Attack for 7. Kill them with Plasma Bolt. Or they can't tap their Ancient Tomb. That's another helpful thing. Or they... I guess they can and they just lose. Sorry, opponent. Ancient Tomb is not good in draft. Like, you just can't do powerful... You can't do the busted powerful stuff that you want to do. Like, Dominion Bracelet isn't that, so... I'm sorry. Dan, you're dead. Yep. Alright, 4-0. We're crushing with this deck, folks. We're killing it. Okay, cool. Pangolin into this thing, into that thing. Sure. Sure. Pangolin. A null. Wow. Not my pangolin. We'll play the technician. Self-craft mechan definitely not as good without some fodder to sacrifice. Ooh, Mechanozoa. Tap it down. That's annoying. Lose an attack. I think we still just cast this and just don't do anything. Having a 3/4, 5 power is better. Opponent's done a pretty good job of beating us up right now. Just as a 2/2. Sweet. Pass the turn. What is this? Oh, the Enclave? Yeah. Okay. Hey! Perfect timing. Orbital Plunge. That was pretty nice. Another Mechanozoa, tapping down our Technician. Okay, do you have a 2-drop to block our 3-power creature? Ooh, no, you're just gonna fight it. That's pretty interesting. Whale! Let's cast it. Let's look for some... Huh, these cards don't seem super exciting. Let's just dump them both. I need stuff that deals with these 5/5s that are coming down soon. Brunetar. I could bolt them for a bit of damage. I think we will just do that. Go to 4. Ooh, opponent is just dead. Let's go. Let's go. They were missing a land. Couldn't play their 6-drops. Ooh, baby. Love when the green-blue deck misses lands. Ooh. No, I don't think we can keep this hand. No mountains, and our removal and our 2-drops in red. Yeah. Mulligan that hand. Yikes. Really getting some shit hands here. Oh, this is just the same hand from the first one. We should have just kept the first hand. And they have a 1-drop. Oh, man. And of course there's a mountain immediately. Ugh. Feels bad. Go get a plains? Ooh. You play mono white? Interesting. Can't play any cards. Ooh, there's the green. Counter that thing. Attack for 1. Okay. Then they play a flyer. We kill the flyer. Ooh, play a worm. Well, guess we just kill this thing. We will die to the flyer now. Which is pretty annoying. Yep, there's a 3/2. Get a plains. Ooh, get a gene pollinator. Kind of sucks you tapped that thing, but what are you gonna do? Play this, play the pangolin. They could spend a bunch of mana to tap down our technician, which is respectable. Drix Fate Maker. Or just attack right into us. Can't afford to block that. Go to 11. Gotta figure out how to kill that thing, because it's going to be a 5/4 soon. And you can tap down our blocker. Play this. Pay the 1. I guess we need the orbital plunge pretty bad. We're gonna tap this down anyway. If we tap them all, they're gonna tap down our blocker no matter what. So let's just tap this. Oh, we can't do it in. Oh, they're gonna tap it in response, and it's a sorcery speed thing. Okay, sucks. Okay, so that was bad. Coulda, woulda, shoulda thought about that. Starfighter pilot. Yep, that happens. Fate Maker. On the pilot. Okay. Attack for 6. Yeah, we're not looking good here, folks. Are we going to pick up our first loss? I think so. Kill the flyer. Tap a thing. We got our 2/4 that will be tapped, or our 2/2 that will also be tapped. Or I think we're dead. Because we can block the 3/2, then we take the 3, and... Oh, actually, no. We go to 1. If they tap down the pangolin. Or just play a Banishing Light, and then we have no more creatures. That works as well. Attack for 7. Yep, we're dead. Okay. Surveil. Alright, we picked up our first loss. We picked up, you know... Meh. That was pretty rough for our mulligans, though. Like, our hands were not great, and then we just didn't want to go to less than 5, so... What are you going to do? Just had less cards. Cool. Keep this. We did draw our land. Fantastic. I think we play Pangolin into putting counters on Pangolin. Ooh, interesting. Actually, if we play Shield Mate, then we can attack into the Mechan, because we have lots of artifacts. Lots of artifacts. Ooh. That's not good. We're going to take lots of damage off of that thing. Oh, fantastic. Okay. Or play Pangolin. Attack for 3. Okay. Deal 1 to one of my guys. Take us for 4 more. I don't really have a great way of getting rid of anything here. Can draw a card off of this. I don't actually think I want to put the counter on it. Because I also have to play the... I could just sacrifice it to tap this down. But I want to be able to play Plasma Bolt to kill this when I do that, so let's also just... get rid of that Orbital Plunge. There we go, that's what we needed. Attack for 5. Go to 12. We can play Orbital Plunge and then kill the Zookeeper, and then we're back on track. We take 5 here. Go to 7. Or we kill the Intimidator. Decline. Make it a 4/3. Decode Transmissions. Go to 10. We play a land. We play Orbital Plunge targeting the Hellkite. We will not do that because we want to play Plasma Bolt, dealing 3 damage to the Intimidator. And then we attack for 5. They go to 5. Okay. We're doing a pretty good job of being the beatdown right now. After them beating us down. Hymn of the Faller. They lose a life. Go to 4. Monoist comes down. That is fine. Okay, Weftwalking is interesting. We play Self-Craft Mechan. Comes down. Multiple things happen. We will pay 1 to make that a 3/3. Sacrifice the Cryogen Relic. Put a counter on the Shield Mate. Draw land. Draw another card. Play an island. I think we just attack for 7 and force some blocks here. Go to 1. Plasma Bolt wins the game. And the turn. As long as we don't lose on this turn, we win. Attack for 6. Force us to block. That is fine. I didn't actually force us. And they scooped it up because they didn't have anything. Let's go, folks. Let's go. Okay. Sweet. Yeah, we go first. Seems good. Island. Pass the turn. Sweet. Pangolin. Pass. We play Shield Mate. Put a counter attack. Is the plan. White, black. Alright, we gotta go as fast as we can here, because we want to make sure that they don't get to do any of the stuff they want to do with that card. This card's very good. This Orbital Plunge basically has to kill it. Excuse me. And they're going to use it. Look at that. Play that, and a Hull Carver. 2/2 Hull Carver. Wow, that's pretty good stuff. They're deciding whether they're going to station the rest of their creatures, right? We could play this, either this 2/4, or we can look for lands for next turn. Or we can tap down the Hull Carver and attack for a bunch. I think we have to find some lands, because we win the game if we start getting lands. Okay, well that was lucky. We needed those. I don't really want to trade with the Hull Carver, but we kind of might have to. Upsetting to see the lands on top, because we didn't have to manipulate anything, but it does feel better that we know what's going on. Blast Zone. Interesting. Our creatures are both 2. They have 1 and 0. But if they blow up the 2s, they blow up this as well. So... oh, turn it into a creature, baby. They need 5 more? They could tap all their creatures and make a 3/5. That's interesting. Go to 9. Feels like they're just going to go for it right here. Amazing. Alright, they go back up. That's actually perfect. Orbital Plunge. Get rid of it. Attack for 3. If we attack for 6, they 3, 4, 5, 6 back. We go to 11. They're at 14. Do we play some big stuff after that? I'm actually... kind kind of interested in them tapping out again. They should be at 11, but obviously they got to do this stuff. It is interesting. If we get a land, we could Cloud Sculpt Technician and crack a land or token, get closer to our Mouth of the Storm, which will be a nail in the coffin, I think. Cool. Hole Carver stays back. We could tap this down, make this bigger, and then attack for 7. Then they go to 7. The Blast Zone is actually an issue again because their spacecraft was kind of keeping it from doing stuff because it didn't want to blow up all the 2s. But now they don't have any problem with it blowing up the 2s. So I kind of want to use them as much as I can before they're gone. Ooh. Huh. That's really interesting. I kind of think we do play the Technician and sacrifice this just to keep getting bigger. Especially because they could Blast Zone, wipe out all of our stuff. But they do wipe out their own Saboteur, so there is something there. Yeah. Because playing Mechanozoa next turn or drawing a land and playing Mouth of the Storm could be enough. Yeah, I thought they would do that. They get to attack, put counters on our stuff. Because they could also just skip 2. Like, if we block with this creature, then they'll probably just fire off the 2s. If we block with both of these, they might just keep going up and up and up. But it'll take them too long to get to 7 before they die. Alright, let's go get an island. We got a land. I wonder if we actually play Mechanozoa, tap down the Knight, and then Mouth of the Storm is just going to be huge next turn to do a bunch of things. I kind of like just slamming this. Actually, you know what? I do like tapping down the Hole Carver. Don't really get to attack for lethal. Alright, they go to 10. Grav kill the 5/5. That's not very good. They can Blast Zone. Well, I guess then they don't have the Saboteur. So then we block this and then they only deal 2 damage. If they have Zealous whatever, they're dealing 5/11 damage, so it's still not lethal if they blow up the world. So I think we're doing pretty okay. Savior, bounce the Hole Carver? Oh, there you go. Now blow up all the 2s. Makes sense. Now we just have a 1/4. Okay. That is fine to me. Kind of want to just play Whale. Ooh, Weftwalking will be really good. We need to play the other cards in our hand, though. Maybe we play the... I don't think we need Sweeper, actually. Let's keep Weftwalking, though. No attacks. We want to play Mouth of the Storm and the Orbital Plunge, and then play Weftwalking afterwards. Hildeblade. Okay. Sure. Attack. They will just put it on a different creature, which is probably this one. This is interesting. Okay, let's trade here. They put it on the Saboteur. Get a 7/2. Mouth of the Storm. Everybody's small. No attacks. Then we just want to draw anything. Doesn't matter. Blow up their stuff. Orbital Plunge. Ooh. -3 to something, +3 to something. Luckily, we don't die. But the Sunset Saboteur is coming in. Hot. Put a counter on one of our creatures. Probably Mouth of the Storm. Because if we want to not die. Interesting. Double block like this. Cool. Hildeblade goes on the Monoist. That is fine. Orbital Plunge kills the feeder. End the turn. Now we have a 3/5. We play Self-Craft Mechan, sacrifice this, put a counter on something. We're just trying to find a window where we can actually cast Weftwalking, but currently we're just not stable enough for that. Sure. 6/3. Reckoner. That's so annoying. Because then it comes back and makes another token. But it's attacking for 8, so we basically have to block because we can't be at 3 with this many tokens. Yeah. Yeah, you know what's up. Ugh, this is brutal. Yep. Make another dude. Ugh. Gotta keep the lander so that we can use the Self-Craft Mechan to sacrifice something. And the 4/2 is also just not great. Ugh. Let's play this. Sacrifice this. Get a counter on our creature. Draw something that can trade. Perfect. Now we play Weftwalking, hoping that we draw something that just kills stuff. Though if they play Virus Beetle, that's really bad for us. Just do it on that guy again. Sure. Ugh. They just get it back, and then that thing's there, and we go down to 5. Or we block one of these, and we go down to 1. Well, we can't go down to 1. Alright, so... go to 5. We need a 3-drop that is good enough to survive this. Alright, here we go. It's not going to be good enough. Ugh. Jeez. It's just not enough. We have a 1/4. Ugh, that sucked. This Beckoner really screwed us up, man. We were able to deal with a bunch of things, but I wonder if we should have just played Weftwalking sooner and just played more things for free. That's basically what we probably had to do, right? I just never really felt like we had a window where we were like, sweet, yeah, let's slam it, you know? They kept destroying the things that we needed to have to help us stabilize. I wonder, yeah, oh well. Oh, man, dang it. Felt like we had a way to win somewhere in there, and we might have screwed it up. I don't know. Anyway, this is our last chance. All right, here we go, folks. Ooh, playing against a WotC dev. Not what we're looking for. Mulligan. Okay, this is better. Keep this hand, toss the Orbital Plunge. Hold on to these other things. Okay. What up, Moogle? Pass the turn. Play a Steel Swarm dude. Ooh, we are gonna have to kill that guy right now. Yep. You are not allowed to have that card. Okay. Let's play the Technician. It'd be good to get this down too, but just don't exactly know how we're getting everything to work the way we want. Alright. Rayblade Trooper. It could get another counter if they... Yeah, they're going to play something else. Ugh. Attack for 4. No blocks. Warp out both of those cards. Okay. We could play Cryogen Relic. Draw a card. I don't want to sacrifice it because I want to sacrifice it to this Mechan. And we're not blocking, so we'll attack for 2. Could block with this thing if we wanted to. We can also Orbital Plunge this operative. Okay. Okay. Tap it down. Yikes. Alright, I think we're just Orbital Plunging this thing. We're not actually doing anything else this turn. Oh, I'd want this out first. That would be so nice, but no. We could just actually... Well, I guess we get to do this. Blow this up. Make a 1/1, that's fine. Yeah, you can have your whatevers. Ugh. Counters on both. Cryologist makes it so the Technician doesn't deal damage. Sure. Sure. Block here. I think we do just block here. Try to save face. Crack this. Get a island, sure. Okay. I think I just need to play... I do have other things to do. So let's play this guy. Sacrifice the Cryogen Relic. Put a counter on to this dude. Draw land. Okay. We didn't draw a bolt, a plasma bolt, which is what I was kind of thinking of. If we draw land, we just play Mouth of the Storm and try to save ourselves an entire combat. Then we can play the Territorial Bruntar and then just start to like, okay, now everything's coming together. The other thing we could do is play the Memnon and Orbital Plunge. So honestly, it's like draw a land. We got a couple options. Don't draw land, play Territorial Bruntar. Because they have enough to play this, which would put counters. This is a 4/4 and then like a 3/3. Ugh. Attack for so much. I think we're just gonna block and save ourselves a headache. Yeah. All right, we need a land for Mouth of the Storm. Here we go, buddy. Yeah, we're not dying next turn. Not gonna happen. Attack for 1. Cool. Sure. Weathering the Storm right here, that's right. Ooh. Kind of want to hold this for when we play the Bruntar. But let's play Memnon. Let's Orbital Plunge this thing. Kill that. Put a counter onto Memnon. End the turn. I guess we could have played this because we're going to want more things for this anyway. Because we might not want to trigger it this turn. All right, that's right. Because if we drew a land next turn, then we'd get to play all our 3 drops. Ugh. Go get a land or a Gale Blade. Need more dudes. Only have 6 life. Not enough dudes. Board's super wide. Guess we could have blocked this guy with this. We actually screwed up blocks. Take 2, go to 4. But they get to make a bunch of 1/1s out of the deal. I guess getting the Ray Blade off the battlefield is nice, but I definitely don't have the red board wipe in this deck. Would have been pretty important. Oh, they only make 1 dude. Okay, that's helpful, actually. I think I will just... Well, actually, you never know. Maybe we have a couple 2-drop things that would be great to draw right now. Bruntar. So we have 4 blockers. There's 1 creature we can't block. They could sacrifice their Gale Blades to draw cards. But we have some 2-drops we could get. Weftwalking would be an annoying... Ooh, hell yeah, buddy. Let's go. Pangolin. That's exactly what we wanted. Exactly what we wanted. I think we can just probably spread out our counters a little bit. Now we got a 3/4 here. No attacks. No way. Get another 1/1. Nope, just a plains. Perfect. They only have 2 of these then. Awesome. I'm gonna see what we get first, and then surveil for the following turn. Ooh, well, whale is good. Whale! Let's check it out. We're looking for Weftwalking. Land we do not need. Unravel also... Actually, Unravel... I don't think we need it either, actually. Yeah, that's fine. Let's play this. Put a +1/+1 counter on the Pangolin. Pangolin gets another counter. Like that, like this. Ooh, lots of removal spells. Cool. I think we're fine keeping those on top. Let's turn it into a creature. End the turn. Phew, okay. We want to play Weftwalking after we play all of our shit, right? So we get Orbital Plunge. Gets to kill this thing. Put a counter on the Sweeper. Put a counter on the Pangolin. We could crack this, but actually that's a bad idea because we won't get the top card. Now we can block everything. But I don't want to accidentally misstep. Though I think the misstep could be that we're not attacking. Okay, but now we can Plasma Bolt the Shepherd. Let's crack this, get a land. Shirt Mountain. And if it's Weftwalking, we can cast it, which is great. It is not Weftwalking, but it is an artifact. Let's put a +1/+1 counter on our Mammonon. Put a counter on the Pangolin. Sacrifice the Lander token. Put a counter on the Sweeper. Draw a card. Okay. All right. Yeah, we're getting close to lethal in the air. I'm going to attack them for 10. They can, like, double chump, draw cards. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4 blockers in the air. Alright, they take 4. And the turn. We do get to cast Mechanozoa. Tap something down. They could have Radiant Strike. Cryo Shatter. That works. On that card. Weftwalking. Here we go. That's what we wanted to see. Though I think we do just win the game. Cast this. Do. Tap down the Gale Blade, dude. Put a counter on the whale. Put a counter on the penguin. Yeah, makes sense. Go to combat. Attack for 6. This is lethal, right? 8 plus 6 is 12. We need to attack with one more creature. Oh, we're so close. Eject, kill the whale. Put a counter on the technician. Will not trigger that. Chump the Mechan. Go to 2. Weftwalking. Let's go. Shuffle it back up. Draw a bunch of cards. Yes! Plasma Bolt for the win. Plasma Bolt right off the top. Yeah, let's go. That was sick. Yes! Oh yeah, baby. That was awesome. Weftwalking into Plasma Bolt for the last 2 damage. Oh, that was so good. That was huge. That was huge. Oh my gosh. We even drew the mountain for it and everything. Oh, that was so nice. Though I think if we slow down and look at it again, if I attacked with like every single creature, they would have blocked one of these. I guess they would have blocked both of these and taken 3 extra damage plus the eject, and they were at 2. So they would have just died. They would have died if we just attacked with everybody and only left the Mouth of the Storm back to block, but we wanted to be cautious. We didn't know what could happen. They could wipe the board. I don't know what they could do, but anyway, that felt great. That was awesome. And we beat the dev. We beat the dev for the trophy. Yeah, that's nice. That's real nice. Definitely felt like a final boss right there. That was sick. First trophy of the format, folks. We got there. 7 wins, baby. Oh, so nice. Wow, folks, that was crazy. This deck ended up doing everything we wanted it to. All the little artifact synergies actually paid off. Man, Oreplate Penguin, this card just keeps going up and up with, like, it's super helpful and really useful. Just throwing a couple random counters around is so great. And Mouth of the Storm, wow, what a card. This thing is sweet. And Weftwalking. You know what? I didn't really know exactly what to say about this card when I was doing my set review. There's a possibility it could be great, but man, if you get this early, your deck can be awesome. You just got to make sure that you want to be able to do it. Like, you need to be able to play the entire game knowing that Weftwalking could be coming up and want your opponents to play out their cards and you play cards because you're like, I'm going to draw 7 and then hopefully I can just slam some stuff afterwards. Because slamming Weftwalking on 6 is totally fine, but the times where you get to slam it and then play something afterwards, like you have 10 mana or these games go really long, this card's really strong. I like this a lot. Weftwalking, bam, you're just skyrocketing to the top. This deck was sweet. I'm so excited for more decks that look like this. Ugh, man, artifacts. Gotta love them.